Good afternoon, Pio Nation. Hope you're having a great day. My name is Matt Williamson.
I'm Dylan Poles.
And you're watching Marietta College Esports. Today we have a very special match for you. Now, I think I say every single match is very special, but this one is super special. So first of all, it is our League of Legends team. They are playing against Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology in Collegiate League of Legends. This will be a best of 3. They're already getting the lobby set up, so we're just moments away from getting the game underway. But the other reason why this is a special game is because this is our, what we'll call our charity match. For several weeks, in fact, I'm just going ahead and pull up the, let's see here, make sure I pull up the right screen. Here we go. So for the past several weeks, we have been campaigning to raise funds for pediatric brain tumor research. So there's an organization called Versus Cancer, and they work with a variety of collegiate athletic teams, whether it's baseball or football or basketball or esports. And we try to see if we can to raise some funds towards pediatric brain tumor research. I mean, just to give you some numbers of why this is a very serious, I mean, cancer is a serious issue in general, but every day 13 kids are diagnosed with brain tumors. And that's every day. So by the end of today, there'll be 13 kids, new kids that are diagnosed. It is one of the leading causes of death. Just childhood cancer is one of the leading causes of death by disease for children under the age of 15. And I can attest to that. I had a friend in high school who battled leukemia for quite a few years, and she put up a really good fight, but cancer did get the best of her, unfortunately. So in fact, over 91,250 children will die every year because of cancer. I mean, if you do the math, that's 250 kids a day. Cancer is one of those things where it does not play by the rules. Mm-hmm. It does not pause. You can't reboot. You can't restart. There is no strategy guide. There is no cheat code. But we have an opportunity here to make a difference. With your support, with your donations, we can try to do everything we can to fight this. So the link is below. If you go to bit.ly/mcversuscancer, and you can make a contribution of any amount, whether it's $1, whether it's $10, every little bit is going to go a long way. Half the proceeds will go towards the research itself. We were given the option to have the other half the proceeds go to a children's hospital of our choice. And we have chosen the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. So not only will your dollar support research, but we can also help improve the lives of those kids who are affected. Now, it looks like we're actually going to get into the game really soon. So I'm going to talk a bit more about this during the breaks. But I want to make sure I get the audio set up that way in case we get it. We're at least Rose-Hulman is ready. Marietta is still taking care of a couple of things. So I'm going to keep talking about a couple of things while the lobby is getting set up, or at least they're about to get started. But today I'm going to be doing a donation challenge. I personally will be donating $5 every time our team gets a kill or an objective, such as a tower, dragon, rift herald, baron, any of those. So yes, can I possibly go bankrupt at the end of the day? That is possible. Now, here's my challenge to you guys. I'm not going to ask you to donate $5 for every one of those, but can you donate at least $1? I think that's very reasonable. So if you're willing to help with matching that challenge, let's get that support. And we are in Champion Select, so we'll go ahead and get that going. We see Rose-Hulman starting off with the Ari band. So Rose-Hulman will be on the blue side, Marietta will be on the red side. Absolutely. And Marietta's going to bring out the Vladimir ban. We're going to see Kled. I can tell that they're targeting very specific people. Larson likes to play Ari. However, Larson's not here today. He wasn't able to come, so Moon's going to be our sub. We see the Kale being banned by Marietta. The Kled's being banned. That's a target ban to Cressman. He loves playing Kled. Mordekaiser. not so much a target ban to Crispin.
It's just a strong character.
He's just really good.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to first pick him, you got to ban him.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll see what Marietta decides to go with for their third ban. And I believe the Vladimir and the Kale are specific target bans. And they're going to go with Talon instead, so they don't want to see that in the mid lane. I'm curious to see what Rose-Hulman will prio pick. And they're hovering over the Sejuani. Their jungler does like to play Sejuani a lot, and they do lock that in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Marietta was expecting that, since they didn't ban... And they didn't ban the Olaf. Olaf is really good against Sejuani, but they're going to go with the Ornn. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ornn top lane. So they might go with the Olaf now. There we go.
There we go. Didn't get banned, so you might as well take him.
Yep. So now we'll see how Rose-Hulman responds to this. It looks like they're going to play a Rumble into that Ornn. It's actually a pretty good pick on their part, because he has a bit more range compared to Ornn.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at least in the early game could have a pretty good advantage. It looks like we might see the Vayne come. Oh, they were hovering the Vayne. Okay, now they locked the Vayne. It looks like they were debating between Vayne and Kassadin. So Marietta might want to anticipate a Kassadin in the mid lane. So during the second ban phase, if I were them, I would go ahead and
ban that out.
If I remember right, Vayne is, I think, I was looking at some of the match history for Rose-Hulman, and like one of the games that they won, their Vayne did very well. And Marietta decided we'll go with the Braum. They do want to get that out into the bot lane. So there we go. There's the, yeah, they saw them hovering and so they're like, no, you thought about it, you're not going to get it. Now we're just waiting for the next ban.
You don't have the heart for this.
Okay, so they're gonna... Relution is a good counter into Vayne, so I can see why they would not want... So, yeah, they're trying to make sure that they have a winning bot lane. Nautilus is a good pick.
Always a good ban.
Yeah, their support plays some Nautilus, and I believe it was used to set up quite a few plays. So that does help.
Ignorant thrall.
I won't see the Diana. That is a champion that Moon likes to play. He can play that pretty well, so I can see why they would take that out. And it looks like they're going to play the Sivir into the Vayne. I feel like it's pretty good. Sivir is really good with wave clear. And using the spell shield whenever, yeah.
Ooh. They are hovering the Senna. Why not?
Well, they already picked their AD. I'd be very surprised if they picked Aphelios. Okay, I'm surprised.
Wow.
So is that going to be a Vayne mid? This is interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting composition.
Okay, that's probably a Galio support. I would be very surprised if that were like a Galio mid. I mean, they could try. No, they wouldn't try like a a double AD in the bot lane. That's very
that's
cheap.
yeah.
That's very cheesy. It looks like we had a Cassiopeia in the mid lane. So let's take a look at some of the swaps here. We'll kind of see where people are going. Where's that? Vayne top? Okay, it's not under. Wait. That's a Rumble support.
And a Galio mid.
Galio mid is not unheard of. It was actually like 2 seasons ago. Galio mid was pretty good. So that's not surprising. Vayne top. I guess they're really trying. Yeah, they're trying some really out of the box strategies. And because Vayne does have that range, that is going to give her an advantage over Ornn. But okay, kind of like a interesting. It feels like a cheese strat, but we'll see if Marietta can hold it. Like, one of the things I have noticed they've struggled before is whenever they go up against a team that doesn't use a traditional composition, they don't necessarily know how to play around this. So the question
does seem like Marietta does have some good characters picked though. Some good champions.
Oh yeah,
so.
they're all very good,
yeah.
very good picks. Especially when setting up big plays. I mean, if you have the Ornn and Braum doing their alts, just to basically do like a knockdown and a knock up, so they can get all of them stunned. Cassiopeia can turn people into stone, and then you can have Sivir in the back, just kind of throw under her stuff.
Yeah,
and Olaf, you get him going, and he can just wail
a
everyone.
monster.
Yeah, it's a really good comp. So as long as they can hold against any of the cheese strats that we might be seeing here, then I think it could be a favorable match. So while we're waiting, we haven't really gone over the roster for the League of Legends team, so we'll go over that right now. So top lane we have MC Cressman, Scott Cressman, jungler MC Nox, Lucas Stanford. In the mid, normally it's MC Brimstone, Ian Darling, but Brandon Larson cannot make it today. So Brimstone will be playing AD carry. That was his normal role. And MC Moon, our sub, will be playing mid. And then support will be MC Cowboy, David Stratton. And then we have our coach, Drake Newsom. All right. So a couple things that are going on with the program. So I mentioned already a bit earlier about versus cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link back up. So as I was saying before, I'll be donating $5 for every kill and objective. In fact, I've got a piece of paper here to keep track of this because I'm going to lose count. So I'm going to donate $5 for each of those. So if you're willing to donate at least $1, that will go a long way. But you can go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer. As far as other things going on tomorrow, our Overwatch team is going to have several matches. They'll be playing against Ohio Northern University at 7 o'clock. And then there'll be 2 more matches in the TESPA Collegiate Overwatch series. We don't know who we're playing yet. TESPA's been a little disorganized because the match is tomorrow and we don't know who our opponents are.
Oh, geez, that's not...
Yeah.
It's a little awkward.
Like today is supposed to be the varsity level matches, and they just got their matches last night. Or actually, I think like late in the afternoon, but they said they're supposed to tell us today, so hopefully we'll find out. So
yeah,
otherwise,
hopefully. I mean,
it'll be interesting. And the past couple of days have been some really good matches. Thursday, our League of Legends team played against Mount Vernon, and last night went into the wee late hours, but our Rainbow Six team took a win against Purdue University.
Oh yeah, it was a tough fight. Those are some long games.
Well, I mean, it came down to the overtime match point in Game 3.
Yeah, the absolute latest you can be.
Can you get any closer than that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that was well played there by our Rainbow Six team. So we'll eventually know who our next opponent is for next week. So for all those latest updates, please be sure to go to our Twitter feed. So at Marietta Esports, or you can go to facebook.com/Marietta College Esports. You can follow us there for all the updates. All right, so we are waiting for everything to load. And actually, let me get this set up too. get that. No, it's not what I want. That button. There we go. And then...
Alright, game 1.
Alright, so Rose-Hulman will be on the blue side, Marietta will be on the red side, so we're going to see if there's any interesting strats. Like, considering the composition that Rose-Hulman went with, there might have been a possible invade, but I don't... Looks like they're going to go with a 5-player invade, but it seems like Galio and Vayne may be trying to creep up a little bit.
Don't see too many shenanigans.
Yeah, we see Vayne already falling back.
A few little pokes.
Minions have spawned.
It looks like Rose-Hulman's still anticipating a possible invade, but they're going to fall back, so everyone will start on the right side of the jungle. Rose-Hulman on the red buff, Marietta on the blue buff. Nothing unexpected. And actually, we're going to see a lane swap by Marietta. So they decided, you know what, if you're going to put Vayne on top, let's put Ornn in mid, and we'll put Cassiopeia in top.
Is Ornn mid pretty common? I don't think I've ever personally experienced him in mid.
It hasn't been... I've seen it lately. Like, the past couple weeks, I've been seeing Ornn mid a little bit more. I think they did it more, not so much to say it's a mid champion, but more to try to get a better matchup, because Ornn versus Galio is going to be better, and still not ideal, but it's going to be better than Ornn and Vayne, because it seemed like Rose-Hulman's strat was to try to get their Vayne going. So they put Vayne in the top, and against Ornn, we get a substantial lead and pretty much carry the game. So by putting Cassiopeia up there, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and we are getting a pause. Let's see why, if there's a disconnect or bug splat. Okay, guess there was a literal bug. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and swap there. But yeah, I guess there was a okay. Yeah. Weird.
Man. There you go. Okay, so we are back into it.
We're seeing that difference in the top lane. Moon is pushing really hard onto Vayne, and Galio is actually pretty low. And Cressman's going to
extremely low, but not able to be completely finished right there though. But definitely don't want to be too aggressive, especially the tower right there. Oh man, and he did push up, but his power got him really low, but he was not finished.
Yeah, Ornn tried to go for the flash to get the kill, but didn't quite get the hits that he wanted to.
So he's gonna channel back and get that health back.
And we are gonna see an exchange going on here, and Ox is getting pretty low, and he's got the flash away, and the stun goes off, and Rose-Hulman will get first blood.
We see Marietta in the bot lane backing up a little bit. Cowboy getting a little low, but
it's being a little tanky.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Ornn trying to get onto with the Galio, but he's going to back away. So we're seeing Ornn playing very aggressive into the Galio.
He is.
But he has burned his flash.
But he does get burn his flash, so always helpful.
Yep. We're seeing caution pings coming out. They are probably anticipating that Olaf is by his Grump, and they would be right. They might actually be looking. Well, they're gonna get some vision up there, so they know exactly where he's at. And so far, despite the first blood, Marietta's only down by about 300 to 400 gold. The CS levels have been pretty even. In fact, the only real difference is just that one kill. Meanwhile, Moon just keeps pushing onto the tower, ahead by 10 CS over Courtesy. And Moon at least does have some ward, at least a ward down, so he can safely push. And Marietta will start the dragon. And they should be able to get this. And Marietta gets the dragon. That's $5. So with the death of the dragon, a donation will be made towards fighting cancer. Great job, guys. Once again, as a reminder, I'll be donating $5 for every kill and objective in this game by the Pioneers, and I would encourage everyone who is watching to donate at least $1 towards that cause. And we're seeing a gank attempt by Rose-Hulman, so the vision did wear off. And Moon overstayed his welcome, and he is going to go down. So that is another kill for Rose-Hulman. And Moon's gonna have to burn his teleport just to get back into the lane because the wave was crashing onto the tower. And then maybe going for a Rift Herald. It's gonna be up in 40, about 40, no, never mind. It's gonna be up in 40 seconds. And Rose-Hulman has that river completely warded. Oh, maybe looking at a lane swap is what's happening. So Cressman's going back into the top lane, and now Moon's going to be going to mid. We do see some pings. Nox may be looking for a possible gank attempt, but that rush is warded, so it is going to get caught. And Braum is already very low in health. Marietta will have to back away. You know, we see Ornn roaming around. He's going to get spotted, and the Equalizer will come out by Rumble to pretty much drive him back. And they do get a kill onto Rumble. And we actually see that Vayne and Galio decided to lane swap. So they didn't like the matchup they were getting, so they're going to try to swap again to see if they can get advantage. Now I got to flip-flop this to kind of compare CS. Whoops. And we see the Ornn ult coming out. Going to try to catch Vayne, and it will miss. And Vayne will pop her ult to get away, but here comes Braum, maybe trying to get something himself. And actually, Nox has to burn his ult just to stay alive. And meanwhile, Sejuani is there too, but doesn't look like they're going to try to go for the counter gank. So Marietta has tried several gank attempts, and they haven't really had any success with it.
Yeah.
We see Sejuani's moving up. They may be looking for a dive onto the tower. And a nice ult there by Moon, but it's not going to be enough. And Ocean Drink is up, and Marietta is starting to fall in. They may look to try to collapse onto Rumble. Equalizer does come out, but that will be a kill for Marietta. And another $5 from me.
They're just trying to help you out.
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
Well, it looks like Marietta is going to try to take the Ocean Drake here.
And that's another $5.
And another buff for the boys.
Yep. Yeah, so that will help Marietta, despite the fact that they are down by almost about 900 gold. But the Infernal Drake buff and the Ocean Drake buff will help them at least try to even it out a little bit.
You know, with League, every little bit helps, so.
So we may see a possible engage onto Marietta. Sejuani's coming in. Braum pops the ult, but he's going to fall. And Rumble's extremely low, but it's just not going to be enough to finish him off.
The burn is flash to get out of there. It does look like he does escape with the weapon.
But Brimstone does get the kill thanks to the tower. And Yornol comes in. The Sejuani gets knocked up.
Very low. He does get the shutdown.
So nice skill there. Good roam by Cressman to come down to help. So that was actually a 2-for-1 when it's all said and done.
Yep.
We do see some pinks come up near the Rift Herald. It looks like Nox may be trying to go. He's going to try to start up, but he's very low in health. He's going to have to back off. He actually has to pop Ragnarok to get away.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Yeah, so we're almost 14 minutes in the game. Marietta is still down by about 1,000 gold, and even though kills are even and Marietta's head on Dragon, looks like the difference may be in the CS. I mean, we see Aphelios very far ahead, and we're seeing engage onto, speaking of Aphelios, onto him. Equalizer came out. Brimstone's going to try to get some damage onto Rumble, very low on health, but he ends up falling, even though both Aphelios and Rumble are very low. And Rose-Hulman actually starts up the Rift Herald themselves. So Nox will be coming in, trying to get Vayne down, but he's going to get poked down too hard, and the Rift Herald will go to Rose-Hulman. It's basically a 3v2, and Cowboy does get a kill onto Rumble. We're just having kills left and right, but The thing that's a little concerning is the fact that, despite the fact it's a 3-2, Rose-Hulman's solo laners are beating Marietta's solo laners. So that means they're pretty much ahead in almost all 3 lanes.
Oh, and that's the first turn getting taken out.
Yeah, not the best start for Marietta. So while they've been doing a great job with dragons, they've been having trouble with staying ahead in minions and putting themselves in favorable fights. And there should be another tower for Rose-Hulman. I see a lot of pings coming out. They may be looking to try to catch Braum. Sejuani's going to be coming down, so we may see an exchange. Cloud Drake's up in very soon. They do get the knock onto Sejuani. Galio does come down. Equalizer will also come down. Sejuani falls, but so does Olaf. 3 for Marietta's already down, and that'll be 4.
And that was a 1v4.
Yeah, and that will also secure the Cloud Drake for Rose-Hulman.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
So now we're looking at about over 5, actually 6,000, almost a 6,000 gold difference with that team fight. So at this point, Marietta is going to have to look for picks.
Yeah, without a doubt.
They can't 1v1 it anymore. They
At
have
this point, yeah, when they're behind, they're just going to have to go for 2v1s, especially being in a gold disadvantage and a CS disadvantage, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at where the goal differences are, I mean, we see that actually, yeah, Aphelios, Vayne, and Gallia all have over 6,500 gold. No one on Marietta's side even has 6,000 gold. The closest is Brimstone, is about hit 5,900 gold.
Marietta gonna have to take these picks, gonna have to get the shutdowns, gonna have to win 2v1s. That will be beneficial, but if they do that, they do have a chance. They're not completely out of this fight.
So we see just pressure being put on all 3 lanes. We may see a possible engage onto Rumble. They're going to be pop several ults to get that, and they do get the shutdown onto Rumble. And meanwhile, Rose-Hulman will use leave their second Rift Herald. They may be looking to try to catch, or at least push off Sejuani and Vayne. Yeah, Moon's gonna have to back off. He cannot 1v1 Aphelios.
No. And he's doing the right thing, backing out of there, because he knows he can't take that.
And we saw there, Vayne is just becoming too powerful. Like, just taking turret hits like it's no big deal.
Right.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And maybe looking to try to get a stop onto Galio. Meanwhile, Aphelios and Rumble are starting to move towards the jungle, so they may be looking to try to do a 3v2, but they are going to get caught out, or at least get pinged out. And Rumble's by himself.
Marietta's got to stick together and take these picks.
Rumble joins back the group. So we may see some vision being set up for the Baron. I wouldn't expect Rose-Hulman to start the Baron this early. Now Cloud Drake will be up in about 40 seconds, so we're starting to see vision being set up around there. We'll probably expect the next fight, but right now Rose-Hulman's still up by a considerable amount of gold. So if they were to try to do a 5v5 fight, Rose-Hulman would get the win. So Marietta has to find the right pick to give them that advantage. Okay, that was weird.
That was really weird.
Usually when you hear that noise, something bad's about to happen. I'm actually glad that nothing bad happened there during the stream.
When I hear that, I'm like, oh, the computer crashed.
It's like, yeah, did the computer like reboot or something? We just lost our broadcast, but...
Windows.
And we're seeing it engage onto Galio. The Ornn ult is going to come out, and he will get caught. Ragnarok also comes out. But Marietta's putting everything into Galio, and Moon will fall. They finally get the Galio with the shutdown, and will get the shutdown on the Vayne as well. So that is a 2-for-1 in favor of Marietta, and a nice charge there by Crespin, but Marietta needs to follow through. Aphelios will pop his...
Crespin is tanky, but he's taking a lot of damage, and all Marietta is pretty low. You gotta make sure they can't get picked.
And it's a 3-for-2 right now, and they are going to try to continue to push onto Aphelios. But Aphelios does get a kill on Braum. And Aphelios finishes off the rest of Marietta. So Marietta got a little greedy there. Like they won the fight, and then they tried to push while they were low, and they got punished.
They should have just taken what they had and left. They just got a little too greedy for that.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it was that if they... I don't know, because if they had backed off, then they would be conceding the Cloud Drake. And the whole reason of winning the team fight was to get the Cloud Drake. But yeah, that does widen the gold lead. So it's now about 6,500 gold. 23 minutes into the game. And Marietta has yet to take a single tower this whole game. See Vayne going after Brimstone. Brimstone actually had to pop his ult to get away. Teleport's going to be coming in by Cassiopeia. They may be looking for trying to catch Vayne.
They are trying to 2v1 and take this.
Yeah, it's probably not a good choice of the teleport because they didn't get anything out of it. And Rose-Hulman will actually start the Baron. They have complete vision control over it. And I don't think there's much Marietta can do about it. Nox will come by.
Yeah, they might try to set up a steal.
He has to suspect something. But Rose-Hulman will get the Baron.
Now Marietta has to be very careful. So now they have Baron buff. Should be very deadly.
Especially when you're dealing with a 4-1-3 Aphelios and a 4-1-3 Galio. So I think Marietta's just having to rotate around. They're basically having to react to Rose-Hulman's rotations. I mean, there's not much that can be done. It's really difficult for them to make any plays when they keep losing jungle presence. I mean, we do see some wards. Marietta's trying to regain a little bit of the jungle and clearing Rose-Hulman's vision. That's still really difficult when you're down this far. We see the Ornal coming out, and they engage by Brimstone, and they're gonna. But Brimstone is gonna fall to Aphelios, and 2 are down for Marietta already. Cressman's gonna fall. It just didn't seem like Marietta was on the same page with that engage, but then at the same time, when you're this far behind, trying to engage like that is ill-advised. So that will be at least an inhibitor, and they may try to go for more. They will back off and probably rotate around to bot lane. Vayne's about to finish off that tower. And they will get the pop onto Cassiopeia. So Marietta's going to try to put up a defense, but there's just not much they can do.
They're just so far behind at this point.
With 2 inhibitors down, and we can see that Rose-Hulman has complete control of the map. There's only 1 ward left for Marietta, and there's not much the Pioneers can do to push back out. Valdrek's going to be up in 7 seconds, so this will be a free dragon for Rose-Hulman. So we see pinks going on the top lane. That may be where they're going to rotate next. So once again, Brimstone's having to pop his ult just to get away. That's not how you want to use it. I mean, he doesn't have a choice, so I'm not criticizing, but
right, that's not how you want to be using your ult.
It's unfortunate you have to use it to get away instead of using it for an engage.
Looks like they're making a push top lane.
This might be Marietta's last stand. Equalizer comes out by Rumble. The Ornal is going to be coming out. The Cassiopeia is already down. Marietta does get 2 for the kill, so it's a 2 for 2. And that will slow down Rose-Hulman's pursuit, but they're not going anywhere just yet.
I think Marietta is low, and they do have a good amount of health.
They have to use
definitely are going for that inhibitor, yeah.
Yeah, so that means all 3 inhibitors are down, which means Superman is going to be coming in all the lanes. And they almost delete Brimstone. Zanyas comes out right before Kersey goes down, but he will eventually fall to Brimstone. Equalizer comes out again, and that's enough to finish off Brimstone. So Crespin's the only one back up, although Braum just came back up and be looking to try to get a kill onto Aphelios, and does get the shutdown. So they do stop the push, but minions are just wailing on the Nexus towers.
Yeah, they are going to have to kill these minions here.
Yeah, so they're just going to have to stay put. That's the thing. Baron's up in 3 seconds, and Marietta can't go to contest it. Because we see your super minions are coming in the bot and top lanes right now.
And they are pushing. They might be going for that Baron. What do you think? They're going to go mid or...
They're going to beeline for Baron because they know they can take... It's a free Baron. Yeah. Marietta cannot contest it.
You can see right on the minimap. They're going right there.
Yeah, if Marietta tries to go for the Baron right now, those super minions are going to take care of the Nexus Towers and finish the game for Rose-Hulman. Although we do see Nox trying to head out a little... Well...
No.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything.
They're just going to set up their defense, clear some minions, and hope to make the final stand.
And we're about 31 minutes in the game, and Rose-Hulman is up by almost 11,000 gold. It's really hard to come back from. It's not impossible, but it is very difficult. The one good thing that's coming for them is that the mid inhibitor is about to respawn, so that will help a little bit, or at least alleviate some of the pressure. But we see Rose-Hulman going straight for that inhibitor, or at least trying to push it. We may be looking at the last fight, unless Marietta can take this win. We're seeing already ults are being popped by 3 of the Pioneers, and the Ornn ult does not connect with anyone. Ragnarok is down, so that's going to leave Marietta exposed and give Rose-Hulman the green light to keep pushing. The bot inhibitor has respawned, but they're just going to focus on the Nexus towers.
Yeah, that's both towers down.
So Ornn is already down for Marietta, although Cassiopeia does get Vayne down, and there's actually 2 down. So Marietta's trying their best to get some kills, but Aphelios gets a double kill. And that is an ace.
Yep.
So that will be game 1 in favor of Rose-Hulman. Alright, so from that, I counted 18 kills and 2 dragons. So I'm going to do the math here in just a bit. While we are getting the lobby set up for game 2. So that's just a little shy of 100. Actually no, 18 plus 2 is 20. So I'll be donating $100 for pediatric brain tumor research. And those of you who are willing to accept a challenge of at least $1 per kill, then that would be at least $20 if you'd be able to help contribute towards that cause. We are getting the lobby set up for game 2. This time Marietta will be on the blue side and Rose-Hulman will be on the red side. So I think we're going to see some adjustments with the compositions.
Without a doubt. I think Marietta had really good early game, but they just started taking picks that they couldn't win. And then obviously they kept other teams snowballed right over them.
Well, I think part of it was they had several gank attempts and none of them worked.
Right.
I think there was like 3 that didn't quite. They didn't get anything out of it. If they'd gotten those 3 ganks, we could be looking at a completely different game.
Yeah.
So I would expect I would see probably Vayne will be banned. I can see that's happening. The Rumble was annoying for sure. I don't know if I would consider that as a threat as a Rumble support, but you never know. But alright, so everyone is in the lobby. So as soon as Champ Select is underway, we will get into that. Just waiting for the ready checks. So while we are waiting, you are watching Marietta College Esports. Thank you for those of you that are watching. This is one of our special broadcasts that we are trying to raise support for pediatric brain tumor research as part of an organization called Versus Cancer. So we talked a bit before about no one likes cancer. We're trying to find cures every day. So if we can do our part, then let's see if we can make a difference. We have raised over $300 so far within the past several weeks, but I'd like to see if we can push it even more. And we are under way with Champion Select, so we'll see what Mary decides to do with their bans and see if they make any adjustments.
I'm absolutely livid.
We're still going to see the Vladimir banned. Kled's still going to be banned by Rose-Hulman. Now the question is, will they still ban the Kale like they did in Game 1? Or are they going to let that go? I think they're debating that. Okay, they're going to keep the Kale ban. And the Mordekaiser is still going to be banned, but will Marietta make an adjustment for their third ban? So will they ban something like the Sejuani or the Rumble or the Vayne? Or maybe even the Galio? So they might just pick something they did not like from Game 1.
Impure.
And they do go with the Vayne ban. Personally, I do think Vayne was the biggest factor in that game. So taking her out was a good move. Now that is going to open up possibilities. Like since Nautilus is not banned, then that does open up the Nautilus as a possible pick. And we do see the Ornn being banned by Rose-Hulman. They don't want to play against it. But we'll see what Marietta has to prior pick. And they're going to go to Sejuani right away. Nox does like playing Sejuani. It's one of his, I don't want to say like favorite, but it's definitely like in the top 3. And we may be seeing a Silas from Rose-Hulman. They were going to think about the Elise, so they may be looking at Elise jungle later, but they might first pick Silas instead. And what'd be interesting about him is he can go either top or mid, so it's an interesting flex pick. And we might be seeing the Mundo. Are we going to see Mundo? We got 3 seconds. Hey, we're going to see Mundo! That is most likely a top Mundo, so that would imply a Silas mid. However, I'm just throwing this out there. I have seen Mundo support.
Okay. Guess we'll have to see, right?
Now, I may or may not have started it. Many years ago, there was a local tournament that I had some friends of mine we participated in. And we decided, you know what? Let's try Mundo support. And we won.
Wow.
So
That's awesome. That's all due to you.
Yeah, so Mundo support is a thing. I'm just trying to get everyone to catch on to it. It's
Right.
no one thinks it's a thing, but I think it's a thing.
It'll pick up. Why?
Oh, yeah. So will we see that in this game? Meanwhile, Marietta is going to go with Set and Kaiser, 2 very strong picks. Set is a very popular top pick.
Yeah.
So no matter whether he's going up against Silas or Mundo, assuming Mundo's in the top lane, Set's a good choice. Kaiser is very strong. But what's interesting about this is it does open up to a counter pick in the bot lane against Kaiser. And we're going to see the Blitzcrank by Rose-Hulman. They are going for the tilt, I think. I mean, Blitzcrank is one of those where, like, he can really tilt a team,
Right.
if he's played well. And we're going to see the Morgana ban. I think that's more not. I think it's more just to prevent the counter against Blitzcrank, because if you put the spell shield up, or the black shield, I should say, on a player that's being gripped, grip doesn't happen. And we're going to see the Aphelios being banned. Marietta does not want to play against that after last game. Let's see. Looks like there's still... Rose-Hulman still needs to pick their jungler, but I would expect more bans focusing the bot lane. We're going to see the Cassiopeia being banned by Rose-Hulman. So we'll see what Marietta's last ban will be. And they'll go ahead and keep the cast and the band. So that's interesting, because so if they ban that, then they are expecting maybe like a Silas top and maybe a Mundo jungle or something.
Mm-hmm.
One thing's for sure, that we have ruled out Mundo support.
Right.
Because of the Blitz. I'm sad now.
And one day a pro will do it. And they'll credit you on stream.
I'm sure it's exactly because they know who I am. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
We do see the Lucian coming out as at the counter Kaiser. And Marietta's going to take their go at Galio.
Okay.
Now, that could be Galio support, so it's going to matter what this pick is right here. I've seen Galio support. I've seen Galio mid. Which one will it be? It is going to be a Galio support.
Okay.
Which is actually a pretty good pick now that I think about it, because they can still get some poke. And now this is interesting. So, okay, so it looks like it's going to be a Silas top and a Rise mid. Although they could still swap that the last second if they don't like the matchup with Set and Syndra.
Mm-hmm.
Although, to be fair, since they picked the Rise, they probably want that to go up against the Syndra and have Silas go against the Set. But yeah, now here's something very interesting. Take a look at Marietta's loadout, the summoners. Take a look at Rose-Hulman's summoners. You notice anything interesting?
They have 2 burns,
Wait, what?
right? Or no?
Do what?
Oh, they all have flash?
Well, yeah, everyone has,
Right,
everyone has
that's
flash.
what I
Yeah, you
thought.
want to have flash.
Yeah. There's 2 burns on...
Well, you're talking about the red one?
Yeah.
That's Ignite.
Or Knight, excuse me.
Well, kind of. Okay, Cowboy made the switch at the last second. I was going to say, okay, so Ignite it does some damage and it actually reduces their heal.
Mm-hmm.
But what was going to be really interesting is the fact that Marietta was going to have 3 teleports. I was going to say, oh, why does Cowboy have a teleport?
Oh.
But he switched to Ignite. But it's still double teleport for Marietta, whereas Rose-Hulman still has just 1 teleport.
Mm-hmm.
And that does mean that Crescent will be able to roam a little bit, has more global presence compared to Silas. But that also means that Silas is probably going to be going with a more aggressive playstyle.
Right.
But all right, so we still got several minutes to wait for. So as a reminder, this broadcast is dedicated to trying to support funds for pediatric brain tumor research. We have teamed up with an organization called Versus Cancer, where they team up with a variety of collegiate athletic programs, whether they're football or basketball or baseball, soccer, you name it. And we are trying to do our part to see if we can raise funds for this cause. So as of right now, we have still raised over $300, and we're hoping to see if we can increase that. So I will be personally donating $5 for every kill and objective. So in game 1, I owe $100 because of that. And I would ask you guys to help by be willing to donate at least $1 for every kill and objective. So if we're keeping score, that would be $20 if you're willing to help with that in game 1. Now, of course, that may go up in game 2. I'm hoping that goes up in game 2, because if it doesn't go up in game 2, then we're doing something very wrong. If we're not getting any kills or dragons or towers. But every little bit goes a long way. As we said, cancer has affected all of us in one shape or another. If it hasn't affected us directly, we know someone who has been affected, whether it's a friend or a loved one or a coworker. So if we can try to do our part to see if we can find some kind of cure, or even just try to improve the life of a child that's going through it, let's see if we can make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the way the proceeds will be set up is half the proceeds will go towards research itself, and then the other half will be going straight to the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. So not only do we want to try to find a cure for cancer, but we want to see if we want to do our part to help with improving kids' lives, because if you don't know what it's like to go through cancer, especially as a kid, like, first of all, kids should never have to go through anything like this. But you have parents who are not only concerned about their kids' lives, but they're concerned about how to pay for it. I mean, medical costs are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And what's nice about children's hospitals like Nationwide, they have it set up where the parents don't have to pay a thing.
Which is amazing.
It's all about making sure that we take care of the kids, and if they can pay, great. If they can't, that's fine.
Something like that is just a very tough burden on anyone, really.
Yeah, so the fact that they're willing to say you don't have to pay for it definitely helps. All right, so let me get the overlay up here. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. My apologies. Let's try this again.
Well, at least we know the game is still in progress.
Yes, it is. Now I just got to get the
Summoner's Rift.
sure get the right one here. There we go. And we're seeing Rose-Hulman kind of grouping up. It's not kind of like an invade, but I think they're trying to look to pick someone off. And Marietta is going to spot this out. Meanwhile, Cowboy was able to get a ward onto Rose-Hulman's blue buff, but he will back away. But yeah, as I was saying before, what's great about children's hospitals is it is designed so that
Minions
parents
spawned.
will get, their children will get treated regardless of their ability to pay. So that means it's going to be up to the rest of us to try to help with, see if we can cover those costs or try to improve the quality of life. So if you can help with that, the link is shown on our overlay, but you can go to bit.ly /MC versus cancer, and then you can make a donation. So every dollar helps. Even if you can't do $1 for killer objective, if you can donate a couple bucks, it goes a long way.
Every bit helps, and it is for a fantastic cause.
Yeah, I mean
we have all been affected in some way or another.
Yeah, cancer, it doesn't like playing by the rules. It cheats, it does whatever it wants, and it's not like a video game where you can hit the pause button, or you can reset the game, or just turn off the console back on, or look up a strategy guide or a cheat code. We don't have any of that against cancer. We have treatments, and there has been substantial improvements in treatments. But for something like brain cancer, it's still very difficult. And we're seeing a flash engage onto the Blitzcrank. Ignite does go out, but not enough to finish off. In fact, double Ignite goes off. So both sports got the back away. Although Blitzcrank is going to heal up a bit. Tries to get the hook on the Brimstone, gets a minion instead. And we see another hook there, but nothing quite connects. Interesting, we see Nox kind of invading just a little bit into Rose-Hulman's jungle, trying to spot out the Mundo. And Mundo gets executed by his raptors.
Gotta watch out for those things.
Yeah. Although in our match the other day against Mount Vernon, Nox did kind of the same thing. Not on Mundo, but he died to raptors.
Yeah. Raptors are brutal.
Yeah, so, yep, that's an oof.
But hey, not like we're complaining, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't give us a kill or anything, but what it does is it will slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Now he has to go back and kill off the remaining raptors, so it is going to put him a little behind compared to Nox. Every time I see the hook by Blitzcrank, I'm holding my breath. Like, please don't grip Brimstone. Please don't grip Brimstone.
Don't get him.
Because that's the thing about the Blitzcrank hooks.
Blitzcrank, yeah.
Like, you get the hook, and then you use your E to knock someone up. They're pretty much dead.
Yeah, at that point, you're like, uh-oh.
Like, ever seeing a stun, Syndra is able to get quite a bit of damage onto Silas. So actually, there was a lane swap between Silas and Rise. Now, here we go again with the lane swaps. So right now we're a little over 5 minutes in the game, and Marietta has a slight gold lead, actually about 500 gold lead, and a lot of that is just a difference in CS. Crestman's a little bit behind compared to Rise, but that's going to be expected because melee versus ranged. But we see that Syndra has a pretty good lead over Silas. We even see Brimstone being ahead over Lucian, just by a smidge though. He just backed away, and now he's losing his lead. We see Rose-Hulman putting a lot of vision around Mountain Drake. It is up. So they're probably going to try to see if Nox tries to go for a solo attempt at it. But they right now do have vision control over the Dragon Pit. We see Set trying to get onto Rise and at least get some damage. But he's got to be careful. He does not have any vision. And he's used up his wards. So if he pushes too far, he is prone to being ganked. Although Mundo does get spotted out by the Raptors, so I think Nox was able to get a ward down there earlier. And Brimstone does get hooked and has to flash away. That's just what I was telling right there. Yeah, if you don't have a flash when you get hooked, you're dead.
Yeah, you gotta just get out of there.
And now Brimstone burned his flash, so if he does get hooked again like that for the next time,
yeah, he's dead. So just gotta watch out for that.
We see some damage getting onto Blitzcrank, and actually has to flash away. Lucian actually has to burn his heal too. And first blood will go to Marietta with the Syndra ult. I think it was that last ball that got the killing blow. So a great job there. So there's another $5.
Exactly. $5 towards a good cause.
Yes. And we're going to see the gank attempt on by Sejuani. And they are going to catch him. And the ult goes off and it does not quite connect. Lucian used his dash to get away instead of his flash. But that was still a successful gank. They were able to get a kill this time. So there's another $5. So right now, Marietta is up by not quite 2,000 gold. It's like more like 800, 8 or 900. I'm sorry, 1,800, 1,900 gold. Sorry, but it's still very early. We are seeing the CS lead starting to widen. So Moon is doing a really good job keeping his CS ahead of Silas. Brimstone is starting to fall behind, though, but he is going to catch a wave here, so that should help even it back out. You do see pinks coming out. Sejuani will be starting up the Rift Herald. And Mundo is going to catch this. And they're going to be looking for a fight. And Marietta has to back off. Or at least they're going to try to leash out the Rift Herald, but it will reset. And now Rose-Hulman will start on it. But they got 3 people up there.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to have to concede the Rift Herald. Sejuani does have the ult, but Cressman is going to start coming down, so we may see a possible engage. Sejuani does go off, and Showstopper will get onto Mundo and does finish him off, but Syndra goes down for Marietta. Now they're going to try to focus onto Blitzcrank. Galio ult comes out and knocks up Blitzcrank. Flash comes out, and they do get him down, so that's a 2-for-1 in favor of Marietta. And they are poking down Silas. They're going to try to get the slow and the stun, but doesn't quite finish him off. But that may be enough to, well, I don't think you're going to start the Rift Herald, but at least get the vision cleared and try to push up the mid lane a little bit.
No, yeah, Senna's going to go back to top. Get some vision down, clear it out.
Yeah, so what was nice there, so we were talking before about Cowboy not having to teleport and then deciding to go with Ignite instead. With his ult, it's technically a teleport.
Right.
So now they're getting some really nice turret plating, so 10.5 minutes in the game, Marietta is up by almost 3,000 gold.
Uh-oh, here comes Blitzcrank there. Good grab. Oh, but he might be punished for that. No,
yeah, he's gonna
knock low.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Blitzcrank is, okay, you get the cook, now what? If you don't have the DPS to follow up on it,
then what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
They just beat up on you.
Now, Mountain Drake is up, and we may be seeing a possible fight here. Blitzcrank actually has to back off, while most of Marietta is going to fall in. Now, Seth has burned his teleport, but Rise has not. Although it looks like everyone's going to back away, so there's not going to be a fight at Dragon Pit.
Marietta with a good CS difference and a good gold difference. They're definitely in the position to do good here. They just got to play smart.
Yeah, if we see where the leads are, we see Cressman's ahead a little bit. And we're going to see a fight onto Moon, and he's going to have to back away. He gets hooked, and he's going to go down to
Good
Lucian.
good hook on their part.
But yeah, we see Syndra's ahead of Silas. We see Brimstone is slightly behind compared to Lucian. And Rose-Hulman does start up the Mountain Drake. So we may see Nox trying to go for a possible steal. And he does go in, and he does steal the Drake! The Sejuani ult does come out, but nothing connects, but they get the stun onto Mundo, and he will go down. Nox may pay for this with his life, but Brimstone's going to work on poking Silas down. So right now it's a 1-for-2 in favor of Marietta, with Brimstone getting a double kill, and they're going to chase down Lucian and Blitzcrank. And the hook goes off.
Blitzcrank healed at a perfect time, not able to finish him.
But now Lucian's trying to get the kill onto Brimstone, but you got Galio there kind of tanking it a little bit. So that was at least I think a 1-for-2, if I remember correctly, and getting the dragon. So a great play there by Nox to steal the dragon. Paid for it with his life, but it was worth it, plus getting Kaiser 2 kills. Things have quieted down a little bit. You used to see some things going on in the bot lane. I think it's just controlling vision at this point. It looks okay. They're just clearing vision. I thought that maybe they're going to try to start up the Rift Herald, and they get the hook onto Galio. But it's not exactly what you would want.
Yeah, they don't have the DPS to follow up through. That's one coming back, clearing some vision.
And now we just see more vision being clear. We see the nice ult by Nox to get onto Rise. He is going to use his Realm Warp to get away, but that should secure the Rift Herald for Marietta. And there's another $5. And we see Silas trying to get some damage onto Syndra, but the rest of Marietta is falling back, and Rift Herald does get summoned in the mid lane. Teleport comes down by Rise. So they're going to try to contest this, but that tower is going to fall. It actually falls before the Rift Herald gets his charge off.
So he's just going to go for the next one.
Yeah, might as well. And there he goes. And the Galileo is going to come down. Superhero landing, but nothing's going to quite connect. A nice stun there by Syndra. And despite all... I was about to say despite all that, no one died, but Nox died.
Oh, that was a lot of damage going back.
Yeah, so a lot of ults were expended, but there was only one death. But they at least did get the turret down, and they got some considerable damage on the mid inner tower. Okay, so Infernal Drake is up, so Marietta is trying to get things set up, and we may be looking at another team fight here. Sejuani's gonna be looking for trying to catch off Mundo, and the Sejuani ult comes out, and a nice knock up too. So Mundo's gonna go down, and so will Silas, so that's 2 down. Galileo does get gripped, and he may end up falling, so it's a 2-for-1. But Marietta is going to start up the Drake because the jungler is down for... jungler's down for Rose-Hulman, and they will secure the Infernal Drake. Another $5.
So they do take Drake. A nice 2-for-1 on Marietta's part.
Although they do get the shutdown onto Kaiser. Still have to be careful. I mean, Lucian is 4-0-0, at least was 3-0-0, so he can be quite scary. Nox is going to try to defend his tower, but he's just getting poked down too much. But here comes Syndra, and Lucian actually has to burn his flash. Blitzcrank's going to get caught. And there he goes.
Bye-bye.
Now we're going to see some push going into the bot tower. They should be able to clear it. So they will get the tower down. So we're 19 minutes in the game, and Marietta is up by about 1,800, 1,700 gold. Yeah, about 1,600, 1,700 gold. So it's still very close.
Yeah.
And Showstopper does come out.
Oh.
So they are able to get 2 kills. So that's going to be enough to continue to push in the mid lane.
Question is, will Blitzcrank get a grab? And he does, but he does not have the DPS to back him up. And Nox is actually going to try to punish him for that. Marietta is going to clear that tower, though.
Meanwhile, Marietta will continue on the actually going to start the Baron, but Lucian's just split pushing the bot lane, getting the 2 towers down by himself. Baron's at half health. This is a risky call. So Moon's going to get gripped and pulled by Blitzcrank, but he does flash back in. But Marietta does secure the Baron and will get Mundo down.
Most of Marietta going to try to channel out there and try to keep that Baron buff, because you know how powerful that could be.
Now, just from my recollection, they did get 1 Rift Herald earlier, right?
Yes.
Not 2, right?
I do not.
I think it was just 1.
I think it's just 1.
Yeah. I gotta keep track of what I owe.
Yeah, it's just 1.
Okay. And we do see the stun getting put onto Nox, but he uses his stopwatch. But the ticks might be finished off, and it actually does. So Marietta has to be careful. I mean, they are up by 3,000 gold. And even with the Baron buff, they don't want to play careless.
Right. They're at a pretty good spot, but they don't want to push it too much.
So I see Cressman's going to split push in the bot lane. Well, it seems like Marietta is kind of roaming around Rose-Hulman's jungle, trying to see if they can spot out Mundo. Or at least clear out some vision. And Kaiser will get spotted, and Rose-Hulman may be looking to collapse. And it's going to be a 4v3, but Nox is going to come around and maybe be looking for a flank. Cloud Drake is up in 21 seconds. And Marietta is now collapsed. And Illusion ult come out, but the Sejuani ult will hit. And we're going to see Mundo go down first. Now damage is being put into Silas, who has to flash away. Another flash is going to come in to try to get onto him, and they get his double kill. So that's 2 down for Rose-Hulman. And Kaiser's going to get a triple kill before he goes down. So that is a 4-for-1 in favor of Marietta. And they're just going to take the healing plant and go straight on to the Cloud Drake.
Yeah. Take that and just channel right out there. Nox very low. Gotta be careful if Drake doesn't make him. But it looks like he will be good.
So that'd be 3 dragons. I had to do that. I'm so sorry.
They had to balance each other out. In the last game, they didn't get as much. Now they're just getting everything they can.
Yeah, I mean, considering that last game Marietta didn't get any turrets down, they now have 4. Although technically they're tied for turrets, 4 for 4. But part of this because they did allow Lucian to split push in the bot lane and get 2 towers by himself. So at this point, Marietta is ahead by almost just shy of 4,000 gold. But it's going to be a matter of, can they expand this? I mean, one of the struggles that Marietta's had before is, okay, they're in the lead. Now, how can we use that to end the game quickly?
Right.
Like the other day when they were playing against Mount Vernon, they had like they were ahead by like 15,000 gold at one point, and it still took forever to finish the game. And we see engage onto Blitzcrank, and he's just going to get him poked down. The Sejuani ult comes out, but it does not connect. But they should be able to finish off the Blitzcrank. And there he goes. Meanwhile, Marietta will continue to push, and Silas is going to try to defend the tower. Cressman will try to get some damage onto him. But he will back away just a little bit. It seems like Marietta may be rotating to the top lane to try to see if they can get that top inner tower down. And they may be looking for a dive onto Rise. And that's exactly what they do.
Take him out. Hit a tower while they're at it.
Yep.
Good job on Marietta.
So at this point, Baron buff has expired, and it's going to be up in less than a minute. So we may see Marietta trying to go for Baron again. Right now, Marietta's just kind of taking their time here. Although they are converging around the Baron, so I think they're just kind of waiting until that comes up. But I would still try to see if they can get a pick like on Mundo or Lucian or something. Because otherwise you're looking at a possible 50-50 on that Baron. And all it's going to take is one Baron steal to turn things around. And Marietta's going to immediately start up the Baron. And Rose-Hulman knows this. They know when Baron's up, and they know they're going to be starting on it. Although it's going down pretty quickly.
Yeah, they are completely focusing on it.
But they are going to get spotted out. And this may be looking at 50-50. Lucian's going to pop his ult, but Marietta does secure the Baron, but Lucian's ult was wailing on it, so that was extremely close.
Yeah. It was anyone's game right there, so. Marietta converging mid.
Yes, let's just have all five just kind of push up the lane, trying to see if there's any flanks on either side. And they get the hook onto Syndra, who's going to have to flash away. You still have to watch those hooks by Blitzcrank. They will get the inhibitor tower down, but they will back away. They may be looking at possibly going for the Cloud Drake because it's up in less than 30 seconds. Or they may be looking for a pop onto Mundo, and they do catch him. Superhero lane is going to come down. Mundo does go down. The Showstopper is going to get onto Rise, and he's going to use his stopwatch or something, but he'll get away. And Lucian will use his stopwatch. He gets a kill, but then he falls to Kaiser. Meanwhile, Sets and Gallia was going to get into Blitzcrank, but he does flash away. So it is a 2-for-1 in favor of Marietta. And they will start the Cloud Drake. And we see Gallia going right onto Blitzcrank, or at least now they're going to turn their attention over to Rise. But he's going to get away. So that's another Drake for Marietta. So that's 4 Drakes. So right now they have a pretty sizable lead. Almost 7,000 gold at practically 29 minutes into the game. So once again, can Marietta close out the game? They have the gold, they have the lead. Right. They just have to make the push, and this is what they've always struggled with: is how do you end the game when you have this type of gold lead?
Right.
And we do see the teleport coming out by Cressman to try to split push the bot lane. And the Blitzcrank hook does get onto Sejuani. Not the target he would want. Probably prefer something squishier because he is going to get stunned for a bit. And a nice stun there by Syndra. And actually, Sejuani ult comes out and catches Rise. Lucian ult's going to try to get onto someone. Muno's going to run away and pop his R. But it's not going to be enough, and he's going to go down. Double kill by Nox. So with 2 down, they should be able to make their push towards the inhibitor. Cressman's already contesting the bot inhibitor. Although he might have gone a little too far. He's going to use Showstopper onto Silas. Galio's going to be coming in. Actually, no, that was not Galio. That was Silas using Galio's ult.
We had a converging med taking that inhibitor.
So they will get the inhibitor. So at this point, Marietta should be able to try to push a little bit. I mean, there are minions crashing into the top tower. That would be the place they should be going to continue to push, but they're deciding to fall back into the bot lane instead. Do get the stun onto Blitzcrank, and Sejuani ult connects with Lucian. Galio ult comes down, but does not really do anything. Shutdown onto Set, but Rise will go down, so it's a 1v1. Or 1-for-1. And that's going to stop the push. Baron buff has fallen. So it just seems like Marietta is not able to get a whole lot from Baron. I mean, despite the fact that they're up by almost 8,000 gold, Lucian's trying to get the kill onto Moon.
Moon is not having it. He's getting out of there.
And we actually see most of Rose-Hulman trying to chase down Marietta, but they're not going to find anything. In fact, super minions are starting to get into the base. So Silas is going to fall back to... I thought he was going to fall back, but Moon is going to fall back instead. So Baron's going to be up in 25 seconds. So we may be looking at a third Baron attempt.
Yeah, it looks like they are gathering around there.
And they get the hook onto Sejuani and be looking for trying to get a kill on him. But he's so tanky, he's not taking a whole lot of damage. A nice stun there by Syndra, and they do get the kill onto Lucian. And Blitzcrank has got to pop the flash, but he's going to get stunned. And then there's another kill onto Mundo and Blitzcrank. So they're going to try to get onto Silas, who is having to use his Zanyas, but he's going to fall. So all that's left is Rise, and that might be enough to finish the game. Rise flashes away. And they're going to get the... pretty much take care of Rise, and that should be the game.
That is an ace, yep. That's 2 towers.
Okay, so that is 28 kills, 4 dragons, 9 towers, a Rift Herald, and 2 Barons. I'll have to do the math a little bit to see what that turns out to be.
This one's going to be fun to do the math for.
Oh, yeah. I'll take care of that in a little bit, but... the thing is, Marietta has taken that game, which means we are now going to go to a game 3. So not only did, I mean, overall Marietta played so much better that game compared to game 1.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, I think it just came down to how do you close out the game, but maybe they were setting up the Baron to bait someone out. I think they were able to bait out the Mundo. Or actually, no, it wasn't even that. Nox got gripped, and that allowed them to engage. And Nox was so tanky that they were able to just get the ace and finish everything up.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we are getting things here underway for game 3, I'm going to do some math here real quick. 9, 10, 30, 40, so that's 44. So what? So that would be... So that would be $220.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm at $320, and it's all worth it. This is for a great cause.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I owe $220 for versus Cancer after that game.
So I guess you could say that was an expensive game.
Yeah, I knew what I was getting to when I said that it would be $5 for kill an objective. But for everyone else who is following my challenge of at least $1, would you be willing to donate at least $44 after that game? So $64 total. Because this is for pediatric brain tumor research. Every dollar matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're trying to get both sides waiting to be ready. Marietta's ready, but Rose-Hulman is not. So as soon as they're ready, we will get into game 3. This time, Rose-Hulman will be on the blue side, and Marietta will be on the red side. Okay, I think they're ready. So everyone's ready. So here we go. Game 3, at least champion select.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the interesting question is going to be, what kind of bands are we going to see?
Yeah.
Never pick a fight you
Well,
can't win.
definitely set.
Yep, they're not. They don't want to play against Seth. They didn't like it. I would still expect Vladimir. I don't think Marion is going to change any bands. They're going to do Kale next, and then followed by Vayne. That's my guess.
I see you left.
Yep, there's the
Yep.
Kale.
And Mordekaiser?
Could be Mordekaiser. They might not like the Kaiser. I mean, it could be anyone at this point.
Yeah.
They,
Ornn? Okay.
they didn't like the Ornn from game 1 still.
I won't be denied.
And a nice pick choice there, because I suspect that Rose-Hulman would have first picked Sejuani if that was not banned.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because now you see that they're taking their time. Like, they were going to go Sejuani's like, oh, now it's banned. We got to pick something else now.
Right. Now they need their second pick.
So they're going to probably pick Kassadin, possibly.
They're hovering over him.
No, they're going to go with Leona instead, but they're telegraphing that they want to play Kassadin.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting that they're going to probably pick their support. So that's going to give Nox some options with what he wants to play as jungle. Go with the Jarvan, he can go with the Olaf, he can go with something else. Or maybe they'll try to pick something in the top lane. And they are going to go with the Olaf. So at this point, they might try to go with their support. They might try to pick a top laner. We'll have to see. And they're going to go with the Galio. Now, that can't be a flex.
Mm-hmm.
So they did see Galio support last game.
Right.
We saw Galio mid the game before. So that can be flexed. Looks like we're going to see a Trundle in the jungle. Well, they haven't locked it in yet. Okay, now they locked it in.
Trundle in the jungle.
And now they're going to take that Kassadin. They want that Kassadin. But that does mean, because they went ahead and picked it, they can pick something. Marietta can pick something to counter that. So they might use the Galio to counter that, or put him at support and put another mid to counter. And I would, if I were Marietta, I would go ahead and pick the mid laner, because otherwise Rose-Hulman will probably try to ban out counter picks to Kassadin. And here you go. There's your counter with the Veigar.
Yeah.
This Veigar is great for zoning out champions. So what's left? So Marietta does not want to see the Aphelios,
Grows.
but they haven't banned Vayne yet either. So I would expect that Vayne ban. At least if I were Marietta,
Right.
I would do that.
Moon don't think you a big sissy.
Okay.
I'm a little Mundo can be played top. He's actually more of a top laner than a jungler.
Yeah.
But it's not something I've really seen Cressman play a lot. So I'm not so sure about that. And actually, Mary decides to go with the Lucian instead. They guess they see that as a bigger threat over the Vayne from game one.
Mm-hmm.
People fear what they cannot understand.
But okay. Marietta already picked Vigar? So why would they... I'm a little puzzled here, but okay. So Marietta will pick their AD and top laner. Because that is a Galio support, most likely, since they have the Vigar. And they're going to go with the Varus, the Varus. Varus, I don't know how you pronounce it. Rose-Hulman's looking like they're going to go with the Sivir. At least they're hovering over it. It's a debate between Sivir and Ezreal. And they will lock in the Ezreal in the last second. Now, one thing that should mention is that Trundle could be a support. I have seen Trundle support, but he's... no, it can't be, because they already have Leona.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? So they still got to pick their top laner. Vayne is still up. They could pick the Vayne if they wanted to. And instead, we're going to see the Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath.
In previous matches, Cho'Gath was banned for some reason. So we might see why Cho'Gath has been banned. But Cressman will have the option to play into whatever he wants into that Cho'Gath. And looks like he's going to go with the Renekton. Which actually is a pretty good pick because he can kind of dash around. So whenever Cho'Gath tries to do his little lift up silence thing,
Yeah.
or at least the knock up, Renekton can get away from that.
Yeah, and that is what Marietta is using the counter, so.
So this is a good setup. And right now we're seeing several teleports down for everyone. We'll just wait to see what kind of adjustments are made with the summoners, because right now Rose-Hulman has 3 summoners. I mean, not sorry, 3 teleports. We'll see if they change that. And they are going to keep all 3 teleports. So that does mean
Oh, they do switch to...
Oh, there it is.
heal.
What? Maybe it doesn't show up in the interface. I was about to say, like, no heal in the bot lane would be quite something.
Yeah.
But all right, so we are in the spectator delay, so we do need to wait a little bit. So those of you that are have joined us, you're watching Marietta College Esports. The Pioneers are playing against Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology and Collegiate League of Legends. Both teams have taken 1 game, so this is the last game, winner takes all. And this broadcast is dedicated to our fundraising campaign for an organization called Versus Cancer, where they work with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. So for the past several weeks, we have been doing a campaign drive to see if we can help raise some funds for this cause. So right now we have raised over $300, and we are asking for your support to help with this. I mean, we know the effects of cancer. We know how it can affect lives, and even I want to be careful how I phrase that. But I mean, we all know someone who has been affected by cancer, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, and no one should have to go through it, especially children.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to do our part to see if we can help raise funds towards that. Half of the proceeds will go towards the research itself, and the other half of the proceeds will go to a children's hospital of our choice. And we have chosen the Nationwide Children's Hospital. So if we can not only try to help find a cure towards pediatric cancer, if we can improve the lives of those kids who are currently affected by it and seeking treatment, then I'd say we've done our mission. So if you want to help support this, you can go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer. I have put out a donation challenge where I will be personally donating $5 for every kill and objective that's earned by the pioneers. So at this point, I owe $320, and we'll see what happens in game 4. But I will challenge you guys. You don't have to donate $5 for every kill or objective. If you want to, that'd be great. But would you be willing to donate at least $1 for every kill and objective? So right now that would put us at $64. Would you be willing to donate that to help improve lives? The thing with cancer is it doesn't play by the rules. It's not like some endgame raid boss where you can come up with strategies to beat it. There is no timeouts. You can't reset. You can't find a strategy guide online on how to beat it. You can't have multiple players join in to make the fight easier. There is no cheat code. But researchers are doing everything they can to try to find a cure. So let's try to do our part. So if you can donate, please do so. It would be much appreciated. So now we're getting things load up into the game. So give me a second here to get all of the spectator stuff set up. So I think that's everything. So with that said, we are at a pause. We're gonna go into the game anyway. I'm gonna guess someone disconnected, but let's take a look here. Yeah, there was a disconnect.
Alright, well, see if they could get reconnected, right?
I'm sure they will. I mean, disconnects happen. That's why we have pauses.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going back to what we were talking about before, Subby, if you're able to help make a donation, any amount. So even if you can't do the $64 challenge, if you can donate even $10 or even $5, every little bit makes a difference. The thing with these research hospitals, these children's hospitals, is their focus is on caring for the kids. I mean, I know parents who have had children who go through all sorts of challenges, and not only are they having to do everything they can to help save their kids, but then they have to worry about how are they going to pay for this. And with medical bills so expensive, I mean, it has financially ruined people. And treating cancer, I mean, it's extremely expensive. So what's nice about these children's hospitals is you can get the care for your kids regardless of whether or not you can pay. So it's up to us to help with, well, at least I shouldn't say it's up to us, but in order for them to continue providing the care, they need help. And that's where we can come in. So if you're able to help donate, the link is in the overlay at the bottom, bit.ly/MC versus cancer. Your donations would be very much appreciated. This is the last day of our campaign, so we want to try to get the word out. We want to try to see if we can get people to help with donating towards this cause. Now, of course, we have one more game here, so we're going to find out how much I actually owe. I'm already at 320. So if Marietta has a really good game here, could be looking at over $500, but it is for a worthwhile cause. And if I'm willing to put in $500 for this, will be willing to pitch in to help as well. So right now we're seeing the 5-point scrimmage. We're not seeing any invades, no cheesing, nothing like that. Don't think we're going to see any lane swaps. Or will we? Nah, I don't think we're going to see any lane swaps.
Minions have spawned.
We're going to see the standard. Although they do ping out Vigar. I don't think they're going to be looking for a kill, but they're just kind of like, okay, he's there. So at least they know there's not going to be an invade.
I wonder what Marietta's going to do different this game. Like, ideally, they want to do what they did last game, right? I mean, obviously, ideally, we want to win.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just wondering what Marietta is going to... I mean, what's their strategy here to win this game? You know, what do you think they're going to try to do?
I think it'll be similar to what they've done the past couple of games, in that trying to get those ganks by Nox. The game one, tried like 3 or 4 gank attempts and didn't get anything out of it. Game 2, they were starting to get those kills. So they're going to try to see if they can get those kills. Now, they're not going to have Sejuani this time. Sejuani was really good for setting up ganks with their ult.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. But Olaf can throw its axe, and that can slow people if it does come to contact. So it can be a viable gank initiator, if you will. So if he can get those early ganks, then that will help. And we're seeing Cho'Gath trying to get those knockups onto Renekton. And being at level 3, that dash is going to be on a longer cooldown. We do see Cressman pushing pretty hard. But the one thing that's also interesting is with the Vigar pick, that is a very late game. Oh snap, I didn't even notice this before. Guess who's back?
Who?
Back again. Larson's back.
Oh, Larson. I didn't even see him hop in.
I did not see that either.
Really switched it up on us.
Yeah, he is on the roster, so that is a perfectly valid. So yeah, maybe the basketball game ended or something because he had to help with the women's basketball game that was earlier.
I got you.
So yeah, Larson's in. That puts Brimstone at mid. That explains the Vigar pick. So let's say, because I was thinking to myself, okay, Brimstone has played Vigar very well before, and like he played it the other day, and it's such a late scaling champion where he was able to get over 1200 AP, which is absurd.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very scaling champion. I was thinking, wait a minute, if Brimstone's playing mid, who's playing AD? It's not Moon. It's, oh my goodness, it's Larson. So, yeah. Rose-Hulman might be in a world of hurt.
Well, let's hope so, right?
Yeah, let's hope so. It feels like, you ever watch like those sports movies where it's like, where's the star player? And then at halftime they show up and everyone's like, yeah, they're here.
Just like that, yep. You're like, where is he? Where'd he go? You're like, oh, he's right there.
Mm-hmm. And we do see Nox maybe starting up. Well, yeah, he's going to start up the Ocean Drake. And I don't think Rose-Hulman's going to have any vision on this.
Yeah, I did not. I'm trying to contest that.
He's going to
Nox
try.
might solo take this.
He should be able to with that snipe. and he will secure the dragon. But he just got to back away because he is extremely low in health.
Yeah.
Well, not like extremely, but low enough.
Solo taking Drake this early is difficult.
It's not that unheard of.
Yeah, it's not impossible. And you know, if he could get it, great. Anything to help the boys out.
Yep, let's get back to directed. Yeah, I've seen other games before where the jungler was able to kind of snipe the dragon. I don't want to say snipe, but just kind of steal the dragon without the other team noticing. So that's just good. In order to pull that off, both the mid and bot lanes have to have good pressure and good wave clear. So we see that Larson Cowboy is doing pretty well in the bot lane. They're ahead by a little bit of CS. Mid lane, Brimstone's a little behind, but that's okay. But he's still able to kind of prevent Cassidy from really pushing and allowing him to roam. Although Brimstone is getting very low in health, so he is going to have to back away. But we are going to see a gank attempt in the top lane. Cressman is going to burn his ult. And Cho'Gath is going to be stuck. He's going to flash away.
Marietta is going for that. He's slowing him down.
Yeah, the axe does slow him down. They're just going to keep chasing him. And first blood.
First blood, $5 towards a good cause.
Yeah, another $5 for me. And if anyone else is beating that challenge of $1, that's one more dollar. And that's also going to... Oh, we see the flash there by Leona trying to get the engage, but a great counter flash by Larson to dodge it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really well timed. Good job, Larson.
Yes.
Happy you're back.
We're now 8 minutes in the game, and Marietta's up by only 200 gold. So despite the first blood and the solo kill, they're only up by about 200 to 300 gold.
Yeah.
And I would attribute that to a little bit of the CS difference. Despite the fact that Cressman has a gold over Cho'Gath, he is down a little bit in CS, but the big difference is in the mid lane. Cassian has a... the thing is, he has a much better wave clear compared to Brimstone, so that is part of the reason.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Nox is able to steal the Rift Herald without...
I don't want to even notice that.
Yeah. I'm going to keep track of it this time. And now we're seeing... So Leona actually burns her ult, and Brimstone flashes away to dodge it, so great play there.
Yeah, burn it, get it done with.
So it's going to be a little bit before Leona's going to be able to engage in any fights, although they may be looking at trying to flank. And nice knock up there by Cowboy, at least a good disengage. They see Trundle there, so they're going to try to keep falling back. But Cowboy will fall. But Larson's going to get a kill on his own.
The 1-for-1 trade.
You may be seen looking as a possible dive. Larson is a bit low in health. And there's that dash I was talking about, why you would click a Renekton into Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that Cassidy actually roam down as well, and Brimstone's going to try to catch them. And they're going to catch Cowboy, actually, but a great stun there by Brimstone. And Cassidy gets deleted by Brimstone, and Nox was there as well for another kill. So that's 2 more kills for Marietta. So great job for Brimstone and Nox to come in and collapse onto it.
Yeah, that was just...
And we do see the Rift Herald being summoned in the mid lane, so that's going to be some really good pressure. It might be enough, actually, to secure the tower. Well, not quite enough to secure the tower. Cloud Drake is up, and we see...
Marietta is going to go for that.
Yeah, they have started up. And the caution pings are coming out. Rose-Hulman has to know that Marietta has started up this dragon. And they do secure it. So that's another $5. So right now we're 11.5 minutes in the game. Marietta's only... The thing is, they're up by 3 kills and 2 dragons, but they're only up by 800 gold.
Gold difference is very close.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of that comes down to... It's just the CS differences. In all 3 lanes, Rose-Hulman's actually ahead in CS over Marietta. So despite the fact they're getting the kills, Rose-Hulman's staying in this by keeping a CS lead. Although the fact that Crestman's going to get turret plating, that's going to help. Brimstone's able to get some turret plating. So if we actually look at gold differences, Caston's still ahead of Vigar. But Varus is very much ahead. Ezreal comes out and actually hits Larson, but he's going to get some damage onto Leona. It's going to be enough to finish her off. And now Ezreal's got the back away, but Trundle is there to help. And actually both Brimstone and Nox are there. We're looking at 4-man gank attempt. And... Ouchies! That hurts.
Yeah, that one didn't look like that one felt too good.
No, you got zoned with the gates, and then you had the...
Yeah, he was just trapped.
Yeah, it's just, he was stuck. There was not much he can do. Alright, so with that, now Brimstone's ahead of gold compared to Kassadin. And we're seeing another skirmish going on here in the bot lane. They want to get Cowboy down. He's less than half health, and they may get him. They do finish him off, but Larson's very low. Ezreal will get the double kill, but Varus will at least get a kill onto Leona. But that's still going to give Ezreal a chance to push, and that's actually going to put him ahead of Larson, actually. So Marietta has to be careful. I mean, they're ahead in kills, but the gold lead is not that substantial yet. And we're actually seeing a lane swap. So Larson and Cowboy are in the top lane, which I'm kind of surprised. You normally wouldn't do that unless you already secured the tower, but instead they went in and swapped now. Maybe just give Larson a chance to try to get a little bit more CS. We do see the Leona ult coming out, trying to catch Brimstone. He'll get the stun off and try to get some damage onto Kassadin and Leona. And Nox is there to say, "Hi, Leona! Bye, Leona!"
Yep, and she's out of there.
Yep.
That's $5 more.
Yep, and now they're going to start Rift Herald.
There we
Oh,
go.
that was close.
Yeah.
Ezreal almost sniped it with the ult.
That was about to be not pretty.
Yep. But that is the second Rift Herald going to Marietta. And they will summon
Rift Herald in the mid lane.
Yep. So that should be enough to secure this tower.
Oh yeah, that's all there is.
Now it looks like they're going to engage onto Leona, and she's going to fall again. And this inner tower is almost down. Oh,
And that's two.
there you go.
Marietta gonna back off before they get too greedy. Smart move on their part.
In fact, Mountain Drake is up in 5 seconds, so we may see Marietta trying to rotate. Although it'll be a little difficult because they're very low in health and mana. In fact, Caston gets the shutdown, but he's going to fall to Varus. Now they might go ahead and go for the dragon.
Yeah, now they definitely can take it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure really going to do it because, I mean, we see Brimstone very low on mana. He can't do a whole lot. He's actually going to use the healing plant to get some mana back. Marietta will start up the Mountain Drake. Ezreal puts the ult in, but he just can't tell what the health of the Mountain Drake is, so he's just trying to hope to get the kill. So Marietta will try to bring it out of the pit. But Leona's looking for an engage.
They're looking to steal it.
And they do end up stealing
Does
it.
steal it. But it cost them their life.
Yeah, but Rose-Hulman will say that's a good trade. They will take that.
Yeah.
They just denied us $5.
Man.
It's almost like they don't want us to find a cure for cancer. They don't want us to donate. I mean, come on.
Come on, guys. What are you doing?
This is for charity here. We do see Cressman trying to get this tower down, and he's extremely low in health. He does have to use his flash, but he's going to get caught. He's going to use the ult, but the shutdown will go to Kassadin.
But he did get the tower, so...
Yeah, he did get it. Meanwhile, Larson and Cowboy will continue to push that top lane, and they do get, and basically they exchange towers. So 18 minutes in game, Marietta is up by a little, actually 3,000 gold. So I mean, it's still a lead, but not a substantial lead. But 3,000 gold is about a 1 item difference,
yeah,
between the teams. And we see Larson actually putting the flash in, trying to get Ezreal down, and actually gets shut down. I think he might a little greedy there. And now Cowboy's gonna have to run away, but he's not gonna get caught. He's gonna actually go for a re-engage onto Ezreal, but he's gonna get ganged up on. And that's just not respecting the ADC. Ezreal's is 303 right now. So he is ahead of Larson by 600 gold. He's gonna have to place. Gotta be very careful with that. We do see a lot of things going on in the blue jungle. Marietta's trying to invade the jungle, and they're getting caught having to flash and pop ults to get away. They're getting too greedy.
Guys, you gotta respect their place.
Yeah, I mean, go for objectives. Try to push your lanes, but don't get greedy. At this point, Baron is up. I wouldn't expect Rose-Hulman to go for it, but they're at least trying to control the vision around there. They actually may be looking to dive onto this top tower. It is just Brimstone, although Nox is coming by. And they will back off instead. We do see a little bit of pressure in the mid lane, but Larson will try to clear up the minions. Not a whole lot going on. Mountain Drake is going to be up in 20 seconds.
Destroyed.
And actually, Rose-Hulman has kind of closed the gold lead. We do see ults coming out. Leona and Galio come step down, and they're going to try to get onto Leona, who's already about a third of her health. It's very low, and Brimstone will get the killing blow.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
You know, Marietta's trying to look for another pick. It's a 1-for-1. But Marietta has to be careful. They can't really start anything yet because Larson is still down. And Rose-Hulman will actually start up the Mountain Drake. And they will secure it.
They weren't nice enough to let Marietta take one.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, so with that, the goal lead is now down to about 1.2k. It was 3k earlier, but a lot of it is the widening CS leads that Rose-Hulman is taking. Although we are looking at a collapse onto Rose-Hulman. Trundle goes down. They're going to try to get onto Cho'Gath. He's going to pop his stopwatch. And Casson actually gets a kill onto Cressman. But Cho'Gath is just so tanky, but Galio gets the kill onto Casson. So it's a 3-for-2 though in favor of Rose-Hulman. And it's going to be a 2-for-4. And Brimstone's going to have to get away, otherwise it's going to be an ace. Now we're seeing why Cho'Gath has been banned for a lot of these matches.
Yeah.
He's not killable at this point. He's got so much health.
He's very tanky. He's a lot of stuff to slow you down, so you're not able to get away.
Yeah, so if you're going to go in a team fight like that again, you cannot just go on that. You can't go straight on it. You have to take out the other squishier people. You got to take out the Casson. You got to take out the Ezreal. If you try to put all your damage onto Cho'Gath at this point, it's just not going to happen. He's got way too much health. And with that, Rose-Hulman is in the lead.
Yeah, so that ace really helped them to take the lead. Marietta's going to now... I don't think they're going to have to take picks, but they're going to have to play smart. They might have to since they are at a little bit of a CP disadvantage, but... it's not too bad.
Yeah, like the big threat, and just like that, Ezreal's already taken out. And both the carries are now down for Marietta, which is exactly what Rose-Hulman wants. Like you can't do that. Like Larson was just so far ahead of the group, and he got caught.
You just gotta stick with the group, or you're gonna be picked off.
And that's gonna be a free Baron.
Yeah, that's all theirs. Marietta might try to steal it. We'll have to see. Or they just might not even contest it.
It's not unheard of, but it's going to be very difficult. So they are moving around. They're trying to find Nox. They're trying to prevent him from moving in. They're just going to zone him out and secure the Baron.
Yeah. They knew that was theirs, so they're like, hey, get out of here.
They're trying to get a kill onto Leona. They get the stun, and they do get 8 kills, so it's a 1-for-1, but Rose-Hulman still has the Baron buff, and they are now up by almost about 3,400 gold, sorry. So now we're at the point where Marietta is going to have to look for picks.
Yeah. Yeah, because the gold difference is widening and their CP is dwindling, so they're going to have to play very smart. Going to have to play for picks, but it's not unheard of winning at this point.
Right, and you have to look at the jungle vision too. Look at how much vision Rose-Hulman has in Marietta's jungle.
Yeah,
There's
Marietta
blue
is going to
wards
have to go
everywhere.
and clear that out. Because Marietta just has no vision in their jungle.
We see Cressman's having to burn his ult, and it's not going to be enough. The rest of Rose-Hulman's going to collapse and finish him off. Galileu's going to pop his ult to try to re-engage, but he's there by himself.
Yeah, he went in there, tried to do it all himself, and he's going to get taken out. Mariatta's going to try to do something, but they are just getting wiped there. It's such a disadvantage. They're unable to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, that was just not a great play there.
Yeah. So that is a free tower and a free inhibitor for them.
They may actually try to use this to finish the game.
Yeah. With how much momentum they have at this point, they might try to. Yeah, so they are going to have to go. They are going to attack that tower. So that's an ace of Marietta with 4 seconds till Cowboys spawned, and that is looking like that is going to be the game.
And and with that, that will be the match, and Rose-Hulman will take the win. I mean, that was unfortunate, but I think a lot of it just came down to, I mean, Marietta was getting kills, but it was the CS difference. So they stayed in the game, and they were able to keep their Cho'Gath off. I mean, you saw how big he was near the end of the game.
Oh yeah, he was a monster.
And Ezreal was 809 during that, so I mean, he didn't get killed at all. So I mean, when you have an ADC that does not die, it's going to be really scary.
Yeah.
All right, so let me do some math here, because now I got to determine how much I owe for versus Cancer here. So 20, that's 24. So that would be 120 for that game. So that's going to be a grand total of $440 for versus Cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so for those of you that are joined near the very end, I believe several of you are watching Blind Wave stream and watching the host. So thank you, first of all, for sticking around for a little bit near the end of the game. But our League of Legends match here was dedicated towards a charity cause for an organization called Versus Cancer, where we are trying to raise funds to support pediatric brain tumor research. So today was our charity match for that, trying to see if we can raise funds. So I put out a donation challenge where I would be donating $5 for every kill and objective our team earns during this series. So that grand total, so I'm going to go ahead and add all this up here. So that's 8. So that is 88 is the magic number. So I donate $5. So if you multiply that, I believe that's 440. In fact, I'm going to just double check to make sure that my math is correct. I don't want to cheat here. 5. Yep, that is 440. I was pretty sure that was right. So I'm putting out that challenge. I'm not going to ask anyone else to do that challenge because $440 is a lot. But would you be willing to support the $1 challenge? So that would be $88 for the series. Half the proceeds will go towards the pediatric tumor research itself. The other half will go towards the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. So every dollar matters. Even if you can't donate $88, even if you can donate $10, $5, every bit goes a long way. So if you want to help support this cause, please go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer. The M and the C's are capitalized. This is our last day of trying to raise funds for this. So if you can do that today, we would greatly appreciate it. We have already raised over $300. And with this donation that I'll be making, that's going to put us over $700, possibly close to $800. So if you guys can be willing to help with that, that'd be much appreciated. If we can find a way to help towards fighting against pediatric tumors, pediatric cancer, and maybe even try to find a possible cure, then we can say the gamers have made a difference.
Yeah.
We've already seen what gamers can do with things like AGDQ and SGDQ, where they have raised millions of dollars for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We've seen them raise money for Doctors Without Borders. Let's see if we can do our part as well. But all right. So I will make my donation after the broadcast. As far as a programming note goes, tomorrow will be our Overwatch match against Ohio Northern. That will be at 7 o'clock tomorrow, so please be sure to come back for that. And there'll also be supposedly a couple other Overwatch matches, part of TESPA. We haven't been notified who we're playing against yet tomorrow, so that might be interesting. But that will be it for us today. So from all of us here at Marietta College Esports, thank you for watching. Please help support our cause with Versus Cancer. Please go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer to help make any type of donation. And with that, hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday and the rest of your weekend.